Here we are looking at one of the sleeve tabs. Press and fold the sleeve tab right sides together in half widthwise. Sew around the tab, leaving a 3 cm gap. The gap is to allow us to flip the piece right side out later. Here we have sewn the tab. You can see the gap here. We will then trim the seam allowance by half. And then further reduce the seam allowance at the corners. Then turn the piece right side out. Once that is done, top stitch around the tab and create a buttonhole. Here's the piece that has been done. The buttonhole's position is marked in the pattern piece. Now, we will attach the sleeve tab to the garment. Place the sleeve tab right side up on the wrong side of the bodice. Match the notch to the shoulder seam line. And then sew it as marked on the pattern piece. Remember, the right side of the sleeve tab should be facing you. Here's how it will look from the right side of the garment. For a knitted look, you would want the width of the rectangular stitch line to be on the shoulder top stitching. Hence, it will be easier to pin or baste the tab in place, first on the wrong side, and then flip it to the right side and sew with the right side of the garment facing you. We will now be preparing the sleeve hem. Double fold and press 7 mm of the left sleeve hem to the wrong side of the garment. Pin the folds in place. We are not sewing the hem yet, but it is easier to press the sleeve hem at this stage since the bodice can still be laid flat. Do the same for the other sleeve, then we will join the sides. The front and back bodices are to be right sides facing. You will need to unfold the hem that you just pressed at the edges and pin the sides together. Sew at 1 cm seam allowance and repeat for the other side. Overlock the seams and press the seam allowance towards the back after joining the side. Top stitch at 7 mm from the ditch. It will be easier to do so by sewing from the hem line up to the sleeve. Once the top stitching is done, we will sew the sleeve hem at 5 mm from the edge. Here the sleeve hem has been sewn. We will now be sewing the garment hem. Like what is done for the sleeve hem, double fold and press 7 mm of the hem to the wrong side of the garment. Top stitch at 5 mm from the folded edge. Lastly, create buttonholes on the right front placket as indicated on the pattern piece. Attach buttons to the left front placket and along the shoulder seams as indicated on the pattern piece.